In a small African village surrounded by golden savanna and rolling hills, there lived a 10-year-old girl named Nafisa. The people of Gikombe were close-knit, sharing joys and sorrows as one. Nafisa's life was simple, filled with chores, laughter, and dreams of a bright future. Her father had died before she could remember his face, leaving her mother, Halima, to raise her alone. Halima worked tirelessly, tending to their small farm and selling handmade baskets in the market. Despite their hardships, Halima made sure Nafisa felt loved and protected. Nafisa was known for her innocence and kindness. She would often help the elders carry water or bring food to neighbors in need. But beneath her cheerful spirit lay a vulnerability that would soon be exploited by the very people she trusted. One day, while playing near the edge of the forest with other children, Nafisa was approached by a group of older boys from the village. They were familiar faces, sons of farmers and fishermen, boys who had always been friendly. They invited her to play hide-and-seek deeper in the woods. Nafisa, trusting and eager to join, followed them. But what began as a game soon turned into something dark. The boys used her innocence against her, silencing her with threats and making her believe that speaking out would bring trouble to her mother. This became a recurring nightmare for Nafisa. Whenever she tried to avoid the boys, they would find her, taunting and manipulating her. Each time, she felt more helpless, more trapped. Halima began to notice changes in her daughter. Nafisa, once full of energy, became quiet and withdrawn. She often stayed indoors, avoiding the other children. At night, Halima would hear her crying softly, but couldn't get her to explain why. Nafisa, Halima asked one evening as they prepared dinner, "Is something troubling you? You know you can tell me anything." Nafisa shook her head, forcing a smile. "I'm fine, Mama. Just tired." Halima's heart ached with worry, but she didn't want to push her daughter too hard. She decided to watch more closely and wait for the right moment to uncover the truth. Weeks turned into months, and Nafisa's behavior grew more alarming. She complained of nausea and began to tire easily. Halima decided it was time to seek help. She took Nafisa to the village healer, a wise woman named Binta, known for her knowledge of herbs and remedies. After examining Nafisa, Binta's expression turned grave. She pulled Halima aside and whispered, "Your daughter is with child." Halima's knees buckled. "That's impossible. She's just a child herself." Binta's eyes were filled with sorrow. "I don't know how this happened, but it has. You must prepare yourself, Halima. This news will shake the entire village." The news spread quickly. In a small village like Gikombe, secrets never stayed hidden for long. Some villagers were sympathetic, blaming the boys who had taken advantage of Nafisa. Others were less kind, whispering accusations about Halima's parenting. Where was her mother when all this happened? Some said. How could she not see what was going on? Halima bore the shame silently, focusing all her energy on protecting Nafisa. She knew her daughter was the real victim and vowed to seek justice. The village elders, a group of respected men and women who settled disputes, called for a gathering. They summoned Nafisa and her mother to speak before the community. "Nafisa," one elder said gently, "we need to know who did this to you. Tell us, and we will make sure they are punished." Nafisa trembled, tears streaming down her face. She looked at her mother, who gave her an encouraging nod. Slowly, she began to name the boys who had hurt her. The accused boys were brought forward. At first, they denied everything, but under pressure from the elders, they confessed. Their families begged for forgiveness, offering gifts and apologies to Nafisa's family. But Halima was resolute. "No gifts can erase what they've done to my daughter. They must face real consequences." The elders decided on a punishment that would serve both justice and the community. The boys were ordered to work for Nafisa's family, helping with farming and other chores for several years. They were also tasked with building a safe space where children could play under adult supervision. In addition, the village introduced new rules to protect girls. Awareness sessions were held to teach boys about respect and consent, and the elders pledged to keep a closer watch on the younger generation. As Nafisa's belly grew, she struggled to understand what was happening to her. She was still a child, yet she was about to become a mother. Halima stood by her side, offering comfort and love. When the baby was born, it was a beautiful girl with Nafisa's bright eyes. Halima named her Emeni, meaning peace, hoping she would bring healing to their fractured lives. The villagers, moved by Nafisa's resilience, rallied around her. They helped her raise Amani, ensuring she had the support and care she needed. Though Nafisa's innocence had been stolen, her story brought change to the village. It reminded everyone of the importance of protecting the vulnerable and holding wrongdoers accountable. Years later, Nafisa grew into a strong young woman. She became an advocate for other girls in the village, ensuring no child would suffer as she had. Her courage and determination transformed Gikomba, making it a safer place for future generations. Through her pain, Nafisa found purpose, and though her childhood was lost, her voice became a beacon of hope for others.